So we're gonna do the 4 spark plugs on my 2010 Honda Accord. Has the K24 liter or K24 engine. I don't know if you can see the engine code anywhere. I really don't remember where they have them on these. Alright, so we want to start out with the 4 10mm bolts right here. And you got one right there, and this cover comes off. This is what's covering the ignition coil packs and the spark plug tubes. So 10mm, let's get that off. Actually, you know what, hold on. So this is my little 3/8 dewalt impact drill. I think it was like $100. Came with 2 batteries, a charger, and a bag. It's got little LED lights on it, man. This thing is fly. I love it. I used to have snap-ons, but they got old and batteries went bad and they were like discontinued. So instead of spending another $500-700 or maybe $1,000 on impact guns again, I'm just gonna spend $100 because I'm not working on heavy-duty stuff much more. I'm just taking these 10 bolts out. These 10mm, they're 10mm. The purple socket's 10mm. All right, they got little shoulders on them. I just keep them right here. But yeah, like I said, I'm a supervisor now, so thank God for that. So you want to take this cover off, and there you go. Take the cover off, keep this off to the side somewhere, and there you go. You got your coil packs, the wires. They got 10mm bolts holding the coil pack down, just one. And then just so you know, the front of the engine would be considered this side. Well, if you're in front of the car and you're looking at it, your transmission's on that side, and that's where your driver's seat is, where the steering wheel is for American cars, left-hand drive. That's the passenger side. The front of the engine is on the passenger side, where you see your alternator at, because that's where your camshaft gears are generally, I believe, and your timing chain and all that. And they would consider as 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you ever get codes for cylinder misfires, or it'll say cylinder 1 or 2, and you're not sure, remember the passenger side of your American car, number 1 is on the passenger side of the engine, and the transmission is the back of the engine. So that'll be technically number 4 towards the transmission, for reference if you guys ever need that. Also, a way to check for a misfire. I mean, this isn't foolproof, but it's a good thing to know. If you take these little plugs off while the engine's running, it'll disengage that spark plug coil pack, and the spark plug won't be working at all. It won't hurt the motor. It's not good. You shouldn't do it for long. You might throw a code, but it's a way to test to see if your coil packs are working right. Just a quick test. I mean, you should definitely go to a shop, get a professional opinion. But like I said, if you're not sure, if you think your coil packs are bad, or you got a misfire and it's running rough, the engine's stumbling a lot and it's low on power, burning gas, pull these out one by one, and you'll see the motor do things. So basically, if you unplug it while it's on and you notice the motor starts to get worse, like shaking a lot, that thing works because you just made it worse by disengaging it or unplugging this, and you turned the cylinder off, the spark plug. So basically you made it worse. So that means this one's working. So you'll plug it in. Let's say if your engine is running back to normal again, or at least to where it was before, where it had a slight misfire or stumble, and you see the motor shaking slightly, and then let's say you unplug number 2 and nothing happens, nothing changes, the motor still runs how it was, the check engine light on, you got a misfire, then that might be the problem, because it means like it was already not working. So if you unplug this, it's not going to change it. It wasn't working to begin with. And then you plug that back in, and then keep going down the line, because you might have 2 bad. You got to make sure you check all 4 of them with the engine running in park. Plug them all back in, then you check out number 3. If nothing changes, that one's fine. Or I'm sorry, if it gets worse, that one's fine. If nothing changes, then that's possibly bad too. So you plug that one back in, then you unplug the last one, and the same deal. If it gets worse, then it's working. If nothing happens, it's bad. But that's just a general rule of thumb. So let's get these bolts loose. I'm only breaking these loose with the gun to take them out. I'm not going to tighten them back in. I like to hand tighten everything, because you don't want to impact these aluminum parts with steel bolts. You can strip stuff out fast, and that'll be a headache. So you get all these bolts out. I just kind of keep them all up here. You don't want to lose nothing. That one, I got a magnet. I'm gonna try to use that for the spark plugs too, but well, let's see. Let me get that bolt out. Get that bolt when we pulled it out. So actually, let's do that one first. So you want to unplug it. You push the little button down. That little button moves that tab, and it lets go of the little hump right there, and you pull it off. Since we got the bolt out, you can pop this right out. So this pulls right out, and that's what the coil pack is. The coil pack is up here, you know. And then this is where it basically your lead, or the spark plug tube, I guess you could call it, and it has a little spring in there that touches the spark plug, and that's what helps the electricity go through it. But this is all one piece. You got like a grommet right here. So we'll put that to the side, and then down there you got your spark plug. You can't even see it. It's all dark. Yeah, it's a little too dark. I mean, it's all under the hood. So let's see if this magnet works. Oh yeah, there you go. So my magnet should work to pull these out, because I don't have a proper spark plug socket. So generally, your spark plugs are going to be... I'm trying to do this all while holding the phone to record, because my GoPro's not charged right now. So I think these are 16s. So your spark plug is a 16 millimeter on this Honda, the 2010 Honda Accords. I don't know for every other car, but it's also a 5/8, I think it is. If you get a spark plug socket, they'll have like a wrench part right here, or like a hex, so you can put a wrench on it. And then they'll have a rubber grommet inside to pull the socket out after you loosen it. This is just a plain old 16 millimeter, and it's not going to grab the spark plug out, so I'm going to have to pull it out of the tube once I loosen it. I'm only doing this because I don't have the spark plug socket on me right now. I forget where I put it. It would make things easier, but this is not that bad. You just gotta, you know, it should be snug. It won't be that tight, but you know, you can just pop it loose and then hand thread it out. You know, you want to give it a couple turns until you realize that it's loose or it's not coming out much more. If it's stuck in there and not coming out, you should probably go to a shop, because your spark plugs may have been over tightened, or there was no anti-seize put on it, or maybe it just seized in there, and they're probably going to strip, and then that's going to be a huge problem for your engine. So yeah, that's something that, you know, I don't cover, but if you do have that problem, you're definitely gonna need to go to the shop, possibly take the head of the engine off and repair it, all that crazy stuff, and that's thousands of dollars probably of repairs. So just a heads up. Anyway, so I'm gonna use these little hose pliers that I got, and I'm gonna try to grab this spark plug, because I don't have actually, let me try the magnet. Let's see if that magnet will work. It should work. Let's see if that'll... Aha, there you go. So the magnet pulled it right out, and that's what your spark plug end looks like. These look kind of old. I mean, you can see a little rust in the edge right there. These things been in here for a while. This car's got 120,000 miles, and that's what you're looking at. The gap looks about normal. The plug is not sooted up, or it's not super black looking. If it's got a lot of black powder on it, then you're running rich or whatever. But if it's white, you're running lean. But this is like, I don't know, it's in between, I would say. It doesn't look bad, but you know, I'm changing it because I had like weird codes come up from the car sitting for a while, and I changed the crank sensor, camshaft sensor, nothing changed it, and then the lights went away on their own while driving it. But like I said, the car sat for a while, so I think I had some issues with my spark plugs. I really don't know, but I'm just trying to change them out, because that was the last thing I didn't do, and these, you know, are probably old as heck on the engine. But let's put some in. I'll put it right. Alright, so I got these Bosch Iridium spark plugs. They look very similar. I'll hold them two together so you can see what the old and the new looks like. Alright, so there you go. Oh, wait. So you got the old one, then you got the new one. You see a bit of a difference, you know, the new one's definitely cleaner. I mean, the gap isn't too far out, so they look pretty good. But yeah, big difference. Make sure you got the right size spark plug. You don't want that spark plug going too deep into the engine and you hit your piston by accident. So yeah, so I was trying to get NGKs, which my car originally had. I think that's generally what Hondas come with, but I don't know for sure. But the store I went to didn't have them, so the Bosch spark plug, pack of 4. This worked fine, double iridium. I mean, hopefully it works fine, but you know, it's not. Can't imagine it being that different. I just drop them in there. Some, you know, you might want to be careful with that because you can bend your little electrode, but I mean, I never had that much issues with that. Just let them fall in, tighten them up by hand. Once you feel it stop, because the thread should catch. Some people like to put anti-seize on them. I just don't have any with me right now, so I'm just gonna put them in dry. But I'm not gonna crank down on it like an animal and then make it seized up, so next time I try to do it, it doesn't come out. So look, it stopped moving right there. I'll probably give it like a, I don't know, maybe a quarter turn. A quarter turn, that's about it. That should be tight. Like, you got a crush washer as well on these. A quarter turn should be fine. Remember, you got aluminum head. I think the spark plug body is steel. So then you just pop that back in. Oh wait, let me get that bolt out the way, I forgot. Get that bolt out the way, that's the one that fell in there. Pop it down. Like I said, I'm not going to hit it with the gun, I'm just going to put the 10mm in there. I'm going to plug that in for now. And I'll snug that up when I'm done. But for now, let me just move on. Number 2. That bolt was already out. I'm just pulling this right out. And you want to just inspect your coil pack and tube, make sure they're all intact and that the spring is still there. Sometimes the spring inside of the tube boot, or whatever you want to call this, they fall apart or they come out and you don't have a connection between the pack through down to the spark plug. But just make sure you're okay. Same deal, just want to get that, like I said, a 16mm, it'll work with about, what's this, a 6-inch extension, I guess, on my 3/8. And it goes pretty much right there. Good. You know, you just want to break it loose. See, that wasn't that bad. Take the ratchet off, hand thread it out, and I'll use my magnet to get it out again. Like I said, spark plug sockets do work better. I mean, they're just easier. It's got a rubber grommet on the socket and it'll let you pull it out. But this is working fine for me. So it's loose. I put my magnet in there. Go down and pull it right out. There you go. Alright. And we'll swap this one out. I like to put the old spark plugs in the box and just get rid of them. But, you know, whatever you want to do, doesn't matter. Open your box. I'm trying to do this all with one hand. I'm crumbling the box. I mean, just like I say, you just let it go in there. I don't know if you can see it. I don't got my light. I'm just gonna turn it. Turn it till you can't turn no more. There you go. Get your ratchet in there. And like I said, from wherever I am at, I'll usually do like a 1/4 turn. That should be good. You put your tube back in. And a little messy here, but alright, you put your little 10mm bolt back in. And then I'll just hand thread it for now. I'll tighten them on when I'm done. You plug that in. Next one, you push the thing down, pull it, there you go, pop that out. Like I said, you want to check your coil pack and tube, make sure the spring is still in there. I mean, I'm sure you can see it, yeah, the spring is there. Alright, put this to the side, get another spark plug out. Actually, I'll take out these two. I'll put that one in there, and then I'm going to take this out. Oh, this is weird. Oh shit. I think yeah, the spark plug's not in there right. It seems like it didn't fall in. So just be careful, take your time, make sure it's in the hole. The spark plug wouldn't let me put the socket on it. There you go, that looks a little bit different. Let's see if that lets me get on it better. Oh no, it's not letting me get on. So interesting, you guys get to see how I deal with this problem. The spark plug is just not falling in the hole. Oh, there you go, that might be better. No, it's not letting me. Interesting. Huh. Oh man, no. I didn't take the old spark plug out. Damn, why didn't nobody tell me? Why is the new one not going in? Oh, that's funny. There you go. Well, at least you saw that. Everybody makes mistakes, right? Make sure you like and subscribe so you can make mistakes, or at least follow me make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Oh shoot. I'm hot. That's what it is. My brain's cooking. Loosen that up. Alright, I'll move this up the way. Let me get my magnet. Damn, I'm just losing everything tucked up in these parts. Alright, so now I get the old one out. Old one. The new one's going back in. That's number 3. So now it should let me go right on it. Yep, no problem. Yeah, that was my fault. I didn't realize I did that. Moving too fast. I'm over here recording and working and sweating. Whatever. Alright. Alright, I want to give that little quarter turn. I stop moving right there. I mean, I'll go like right here. And it gets snug too, so you don't really got to crank. You know what I mean? Jelly bean, put that one back. Push it down, put your bolt back in it. It's just fairly easy, man. It's not difficult at all. Thank goodness. Some cars are a lot more difficult, like the Civics. The Civics, like 2006 up to, I guess, 08 or 09. I don't know when they changed, but they have the 2.0 K20, the K20A something, I think 8, I forget. But the Civics are like shorter and more compact. So all this of the spark plugs is basically tucked under here of the car. So you got to take this like panel off of a Civic. The Accords are longer and bigger, so you got more space to work on. So this is way easier. But if I ever get one of those Civics, I'll make a video of that. I'm sure somebody's already have, but you know, for my channel's sake, I'll just make it. Number 4, pop that tube out. Just watch your hose right there. That's your vacuum hose from the booster, your brake booster, to the metal tube that goes to the intake manifold. It just uses vacuum pressure to help with brake assist. Because it is hard to stop cars, you know. Make sure the spring is good. Everything looks okay. And the last spark plug, where the heck did I put it? This is it right here. 4. Alright, get it out. Okay, and I just want, like I said, oh wait, did I get this one out? I don't think I did. Again, here I go. Let's see if that one's in there still. Oh yeah, let's see now, remember. You know, can't fool me twice. I bet you can probably. Anyway, it looks like it's going to rain, which sucks because we were trying to go have a pizza party for my niece. I'm not sure we're still gonna do it. I just gotta hurry up and get this done. I still gotta change the oil to the Mazda. Oh geez, I'll make a video of that one as well for people who have that Mazda CX-9. I mean, generally cars aren't too difficult or different. It's just the placement of the oil filter, and then the oil. That's the new one going in. Number 4. Put this one up here. Get out the way. Put my magnet up there. I'm done with that. Where is my tube? Alright, there we go. My extension with the 16mm. Just want to hand thread that. And then once it stops, I'll get my ratchet to crank on it. or not crank on it. I guess snug it, I would say. I'm spinning. There's a lot of threads on there. Right there it stops. Alright, alright. Same deal. Once it stops, you want to crank on it just a little bit. Maybe that's like a little under a quarter of a turn, but it's you know, you'll feel it. You'll feel it stop moving. And if you gotta add excessive force, don't, because like I said, you'll strip something in your head, or you'll make it difficult for next time. I mean, you don't do a lot of spark plugs in the life of the engine, but you don't want to ruin it, you know. Maybe you'll put a turbo on and you got to change your spark plug gaps. You never know. Alright, so I'll hand thread that. I'll put the wire on it. Alright, what was that? Is that something driving by? Oh, it sounds like a Miata. A Miata driving by. Ah, nice little Miata. Sounds good. Sounds really cool. I love Miatas. I want to get one myself. Maybe one of my buddies will sell it to me. That's think this kid's got 2 of them. Shout out to Kyle from the body shop, Penske. Hopefully he sells it to me. So now we'll just hand threading this up. And these don't need to be cranked on either. These little 10mm bolts probably only take like 8-10 pounds of torque, so just a little bit, man. You don't want the, it's not gonna go anywhere. You don't got to crank on it. Just snug it where you think it's, you know, like just a little bit. I mean, I'm trying to show you guys for reference. I don't know, some people know what I mean by just a little snug. You know, you don't need to go crazy with it. Just go to when it stops. I'm just hand threading it in. It stopped. Now I just go a little bit. I mean, you know, like a little bit, and that's it, man. You really don't need much. Now we put the cover back on. It goes a certain way, you'll see it. Alright, and then we put our little shoulder bolts back in. They're all the same size, so you don't gotta worry about, you know, which one going where. Well, I think they're the same size. Now they are. Where's the other ones? Look at that, lost them already. That's why you gotta keep your area clean. And then right there. Same deal, you just wanna hand tighten them. Just a little snug. That's it. Alright, the last 2. And then we'll turn it on, make sure there's no check engine light. And then I gotta figure out how to turn off the maintenance light. I really don't remember. It feels like it's shades out. I mean, the clouds are out, so it's giving me some shade. My goodness, direct sunlight was burning right now. And that's it. Clean up your mess, and then we'll start it up.